Chapter 1: The Fundamentals of Atomic Habits. In Chapter 1 of Atomic Habits, author James Clear introduces the concept of the habit loop, which consists of 4 key steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. He breaks down each step to explain how habits are formed. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit, the craving is the desire or motivation behind the habit, the response is the action taken, and the reward is the positive outcome that reinforces the habit. Clear also emphasizes the role of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, and habit formation. When we experience a reward after completing a habit, our brain releases dopamine, making us more likely to repeat the behavior in the future. He highlights the importance of making habits satisfying by linking them to immediate rewards, as this helps to solidify the habit loop. Chapter 2: How Your Habits Shape Your Identity, and Vice Versa. In Chapter 2, Clear explores the intricate connection between habits and one's sense of identity. He argues that changing habits is deeply intertwined with reshaping our identity and self-perception. Clear suggests that the most effective way to transform habits is by aligning them with the identity we aspire to have. He explains that habits are not just actions, but rather reflections of who we believe ourselves to be. When we associate a habit with a certain identity, we are more likely to adopt that habit as part of our routine. For instance, someone who views themselves as a healthy individual is more likely to engage in habits like regular exercise and balanced eating. Clear introduces the idea of an identity-based habit, where the focus shifts from what we want to achieve, outcome-based, to who we want to become, identity-based. By connecting habits with a desired identity, the process of change becomes more sustainable and natural as it aligns with our core beliefs about ourselves. In summary, these chapters lay the groundwork for understanding the mechanics of habit formation and highlight the profound impact that habits have on our sense of self. They introduce the notion that habits are not isolated actions, but rather integral components of our identity and behavior. In Chapter 3 of Atomic Habits, James Clear introduces the concept of habit stacking, where you anchor a new habit onto an existing one, making it easier to remember. He outlines the 4 laws of behavior change, making a habit obvious, visible cues, attractive, appealing rewards, easy, simple to do, and satisfying, positive outcome. These laws provide a framework for building effective habits. Moving on to Chapter 4, Clear shares the story of Eugene Pauly to illustrate how our environment plays a significant role in shaping our behavior. By designing an environment that supports desired habits and minimizes triggers for unwanted behaviors, we can make positive changes more likely to stick. This emphasizes the influence of surroundings on our actions. In Chapter 5, Clear discusses the best approach to starting new habits. He introduces the concept of habit tracking, which involves monitoring your progress to maintain motivation. Clear also presents the 2-minute rule, which suggests breaking a habit down into a 2-minute task to overcome initial resistance. This small start reduces the intimidation of larger changes and makes them easier to tackle, aligning with the idea of gradual progress for effective habit formation. Chapter 6: Motivation is Overrated, Environment Often Matters More. In this chapter, James Clear discusses the limitations of relying solely on motivation for building habits. He emphasizes that motivation can be inconsistent and fleeting, making it unreliable as the sole driving force behind habit formation. Clear introduces the idea that altering your environment plays a crucial role in establishing consistent habits. By designing your surroundings to support the desired behavior and removing obstacles that hinder it, you create an environment that naturally promotes the habits you want to develop. Chapter 7: The Secret to Self-Control. In this chapter, Clear explores the concept of temptation bundling, which involves pairing a habit you want to develop with an activity you enjoy. This technique leverages the pleasure of the enjoyable activity to make the habit more appealing and easier to maintain. Clear also discusses the role of self-control in habit formation. He suggests that rather than relying solely on willpower, making bad habits more difficult to perform can be a more effective approach. By increasing the friction associated with undesirable behaviors, you reduce the likelihood of engaging in them. Chapter 8: How to make a habit irresistible. In this chapter, James Clear delves into the idea of making habits attractive by associating them with positive emotions and social connection. He explains that when you link a habit to a sense of enjoyment or satisfaction, it becomes more appealing and easier to adopt. Additionally, Clear discusses the influence of social dynamics on habit formation. Sharing your goals and progress with a supportive community can enhance your commitment to the habit and provide accountability. By creating an environment that fosters positive emotions and social interactions, you can increase the likelihood of habit success. Overall, these chapters highlight the importance of considering environmental factors, emotions, and social connections in the process of habit formation. They provide practical strategies to overcome the limitations of motivation and willpower, offering insights into how to design an environment that naturally encourages the habits you wish to cultivate. Chapter 9, and the role of family and friends in shaping your habits. James Clear delves into the impact of our social circles on our habits. He provides insights into how our relationships and interactions can either hinder or promote positive changes in our behavior. Clear suggests practical strategies for utilizing social pressure to create an environment that supports the development of desired habits. Chapter 10, How to Find and Fix the Causes of Your Bad Habits, introduces the intriguing concept of habit inversion. Clear emphasizes the importance of digging deep to uncover the root causes of negative habits. He highlights the role of cues and cravings in driving these habits and offers readers guidance on identifying these triggers. By understanding the underlying mechanics, readers can take meaningful steps towards breaking free from detrimental patterns. Chapter 11, Walk Slowly, but Never Backward, explores the concept of the plateau of latent potential. Clear emphasizes that progress in habit formation isn't always linear and that plateaus are a natural part of the journey. He motivates readers to persevere through these plateaus, stressing the significance of consistent effort and incremental improvements. This chapter encourages readers to focus on the long-term benefits of sustained growth and to embrace the process of continuous. Chapter 12, The Law of Least Effort. In this chapter, author James Clear delves into the law of least effort and its application to habit formation. Clear emphasizes that human behavior is often driven by the path of least resistance. He suggests that optimizing your environment can significantly impact your ability to form and maintain desired habits while discouraging unwanted ones. Clear explains that by making positive behaviors easier and more convenient to perform, you increase the likelihood of engaging in them. For instance, if you want to read more, you could keep a book on your bedside table, making it effortless to pick up and read a few pages before bed. On the other hand, to discourage unwanted behaviors, you can make them more difficult or inconvenient. For instance, if you want to reduce your screen time, you could place your phone in a different room, making it less likely that you'll mindlessly check it. The chapter highlights the power of environmental cues and the impact they have on our habits. By shaping your surroundings to support your desired behaviors, you can align your environment with your goals and set yourself up for success. Chapter 13, How to Stop Procrastinating by Using the 2-Minute Rule. In this chapter, James Clear addresses the common challenge of procrastination and provides a strategy to overcome it, the 2-Minute Rule. Clear recognizes that many tasks we procrastinate on are not particularly difficult. It's often the perceived effort and time commitment that deters us. The 2-minute rule suggests that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately. The concept is based on the idea that starting a task is often the hardest part, and once you begin, momentum carries you forward. By breaking tasks into small, manageable chunks, you eliminate the overwhelming feeling that accompanies larger tasks. For example, instead of saying you'll clean your entire kitchen, you could start by washing a few dishes. Clear also explains that applying the 2-minute rule consistently can lead to significant progress over time. By taking immediate action on tasks that can be done quickly, you prevent them from piling up and becoming more daunting. This approach not only helps you overcome procrastination, but also builds a sense of accomplishment and momentum, motivating you to tackle larger tasks as well. Both chapters underscore the importance of making positive behaviors easy and procrastination-resistant strategies to achieve personal growth and productivity. Chapter 14. In this chapter, James Clear delves into the significance of automation when it comes to establishing good habits and eliminating bad ones. He underscores the role of technology in this process, explaining how tools and apps can be used to create reminders, track progress, and reinforce positive behaviors. Clear also introduces the concept of habit contracts, which are agreements we make with ourselves or others to hold ourselves accountable for our habits. By using tools and technology, along with accountability measures, individuals can make their desired behaviors more automatic and sustainable over time. Chapter 15. Here, James Clear introduces the cardinal rule of behavior change, which outlines 4 key components necessary for effective habit formation and habit breaking. Make it obvious. Clear emphasizes the importance of making the cues for positive habits noticeable and visible. This could involve placing objects or triggers in your environment that prompt the desired behavior. For instance, leaving workout clothes by your bed can make it obvious to exercise in the morning. Make it attractive. Creating an appealing environment can greatly influence habit formation. By associating positive emotions and rewards with the desired behavior, you increase the likelihood of sticking to it. This could mean finding ways to make the habit enjoyable or aligning it with your personal values. Make it easy. Simplifying the process of engaging in the desired behavior increases the chances of it becoming a habit. Clear suggests reducing the friction associated with the habit and breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps. This makes it more convenient and less daunting to follow through. Make it satisfying. Lastly, Clear emphasizes the importance of immediate and tangible rewards. When positive habits result in satisfying outcomes, the brain is more likely to associate those behaviors with pleasure, making them more likely to be repeated. This satisfaction reinforces the habit loop and strengthens its formation. On the flip side, to break bad habits, the same principles can be applied, but in the opposite direction. Make it invisible. Reduce exposure to cues that trigger the bad habit. This could involve rearranging your environment to eliminate reminders of the behavior you're trying to avoid. Make it unattractive. Associate negative emotions and consequences with the bad habit. Visualizing the downsides or thinking about the negative outcomes can help reduce the appeal of the behavior. Make it difficult. Increase the effort required to engage in the bad habit. This might involve adding steps that act as barriers to prevent impulsive actions. Make it unsatisfying. Introduce immediate and undesirable consequences for engaging in the bad habit. By linking discomfort or negative outcomes with the behavior, you discourage its repetition.